Hello, hello, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today is part three of my How to Manifest a Lifestyle series. So I talked a lot about, in the beginning, a bit of my background, and the nitty gritty was the part two. So hopefully you've watched that. It's kind of important. So make sure you watch it if you haven't already. And then here we are. So now what? To be honest with you, I'm sharing really my current situation. Where am I now? And then where eventually you'll be, or where you might be, and kind of asking questions. So, okay, I've done the things that I've wanted to do. I feel like I've got the lifestyle that I wanted to manifest. So, like, do I maintain it? Do I do a certain thing? The short answer is yes. How do you maintain it? Well, you keep remembering more than anything why you wanted to do this. You don't go into the negative, but you're constantly, for me, I like to think about why. And in order for me to remember why I wanted to do this, I take gratitude. I feel gracious. I feel very thankful for all the things that I've accomplished, that I'm experiencing, even the little things. So again, for me, it was about my physical location. It was about how I live my life. There are times and it's not hard because it's more practical. It's part of just how I live now, where I'll just be sitting and I'll look around and I'll have like a glass of wine, or I might even have a cup of tea, or I might be out and about and I'm in the car and I'm looking at the actual car and I'm looking at the neighborhood I'm in and I'm looking at how I'm dressed. Thinking about how I feel, and the feelings of just like gratitude just wash over me. And this doesn't mean I have to think about humble beginnings. I hate that, by the way. Humble beginnings, or how things used to be. I don't go down that road because that's counterproductive. It's more like I am very aware of what is, and what is, it's what I'm thankful for, what's happening in the now. So I'm not doing this constant comparison, but this was why I did it. I wanted this, and I have those moments where I was like, yeah, this was what I wanted. I wanted to wake up and do this. I wanted to go to bed in this space. I wanted to feel like this, whatever the this is. Um, so that's important. Staying in a place of gratitude, not in a way where it makes you feel guilty that every 5 minutes you're not walking around saying, I'm grateful for everything. I don't want it to go away. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more of a situation of, it's natural. It feels organic, where, like I said, in those moments where I'm just relaxed and I'm not really thinking about anything, but I just look around and I'm like, I remember wanting to do crafts in a craft room. I remember wanting to have enough space to do that. And it's not so much about money and all that. It's more about just having those things and feeling like I had the time to actually work on those things. And I do. Like, that was the part, like, again, lifestyle. I remember time. Time is important. Wanting to feel like if I chose to do this, I could. If I chose not, it's not the end of the world. I had the time and the space to work on the things that I wanted to work on. That's a luxury for me, and maybe for you, it's you're just thinking about the dollars. But once you, again, I caution you to not confuse manifesting a lifestyle with just manifesting money. Because if you're thinking about the lifestyle, the money does come. Trust me. And I know people say that you pay these gurus money and all that, and they talk this talk. There has to be a starting point. Yes, but you have to be open. So I use that example in part two series of the series where I talk about um, you getting to your lifestyle, the one you'd like to live. It might require you to go back to school in order to financially put yourself, to get the proper certifications so that you can make a certain amount of money so that you can have that lifestyle. It might be like that for you. It might not. It might be for you to develop something that puts you there. It might be for you to stay in your current position and maybe just apply more effort and more of your energy toward it. Use spell work to getting you in a position where, in your current job or your current career path, maybe you just need to change of pace, a different company in another city, and that can change everything. I think a lot of people don't think like that. Also, again, back to kind of the point of this series or this part of the series, if you're already there and guess what, something changes and you want to do something different or you want more. When you initially manifested the lifestyle that you did, there were some things that you hadn't thought about. Maybe you have a baby now, and or maybe you did have children and they're older, so things have shifted. You can do this again. You can do all those steps again and reinvent and remanifest and do it all over to your heart's content. You can keep fine tuning it as well. It's not a one and done. That's the thing about life. Life in general shouldn't be stagnant. So when manifesting a lifestyle, you're going with the flow of the energy of the society on some level. It's okay. You know, you get your dream house. Okay, well, it's furnished like it was the year 2002. We're in 2012. I said, did I just say 2012? I was going to say, forgive me. It's furnished like it's 2002. You want to do renovations for 2021. I don't know what kind of time lapse is going on in my mind right now. But yeah, you want to do some decorations because it was your dream then, but times have changed. Maybe you want to manifest a whole renovation because it'll improve your life and the way you live. Since then, you could have started a business, kids could have left the house, a lot of things could have happened, which actually affects your lifestyle. So you see my point? Things evolve. So how you're manifesting things you're doing will evolve with it. But your overall attitude most likely has shifted in order for you to get to the part where you even got your dream house and maintained it. Your attitude has shifted. And that's really the biggest thing. It's you. It's coming from you. It's hard for a lot of us to believe that because that means accountability. That also means if things are not quite going the way you want, you're part of it. Sometimes we are victim to things. Being a victim is a real thing. It's not always a made up thing in our head. However, that's a thing that happened to you. What you do from the point of the incident that was done to you, that part is all on you. Okay? And you just move forward as best as you can. That's all any of us can do. And that means getting some help, seeking therapy, surrounding yourself in a support system that actually supports you. I'm not a big fan of cutting people off, but you might have to cut some people off at least for a period of time. I'm not saying for the rest of your life or their life, but maybe for a period of time. If you feel like it's draining you every time you talk to a sister, or let's just be honest, your father, your mother, if you're going through a phase right now and you really need to get your head right, just stop. Just take as less calls, keep it short, make up a thing that you're really busy, whatever the situation is, so that you can focus more on yourself, so that you can maintain all that you've manifested. Or again, if you're starting with all this so that you can actually begin this process. The things I'd like you to take away from all this with this last part of the series is that gratitude matters. Your attitude is everything. Your views, how you see things. It's not from a place, don't work from a place of fear. Sometimes our attitudes get a little stank. Sometimes I understand that. You get enough punches thrown at you after a while, you might get a little defensive. I completely understand that in the middle of, manifesting or after you felt like you've manifested things. It doesn't mean the hits don't come. It doesn't mean people won't still try you and situations aren't still challenging, but your attitude is everything. How you approach it, understanding that setbacks, obstacles, doesn't mean you're being punished, doesn't mean that the rug is being pulled from under you, doesn't mean it's some sort of, I don't know, weird karma retribution or something because you manifested too big, you flew too close to the sun. Release that energy. Release that energy that you should have been more humble, release that as well, because that's counterproductive also. If it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't have it. Clearly you had it, so you've enjoyed it. If anything is challenged in your lifestyle, just take it with stride as best as you can. As I've mentioned before, along this journey for myself, things took different twisty turns. It wasn't a straight path. Um, but I had to make a decision that the way I was thinking, how I saw things, I truly was meant to live the way I wanted to. I was meant for those things. Those things were meant for me. Those experiences were for me to have and for me to enjoy, and not as a one time luxury or a fluke, like, because that would be my lifestyle. And again, when in doubt, I always remember people I would just see in my everyday life who there were constants in their life, regardless of everything else. They always got, like, this is the holiday season. They always got together at a specific spot where, they traveled someplace no matter what. Even in the lean years, they managed to do that. Like, it just happened. And these are not people who were wealthy or even would be considered rich, but they made these things happen. This is just how their life was. Um, I always admire people who, like, a family has a family home and they go to, everybody goes to the family home, at a vacation destination or something like that. There's a home there for the family to enjoy. As I've gotten older, I realized that's not so impossible. When I was younger, I thought they had to be rich secretly. But no, you don't have to be. I've had access to money and opportunities and totally fumbled them over the years, unfortunately. My head wasn't right. Of course, now it's a different story. That's why I'm telling you, man, keep your head together, keep your thoughts aligned to what your purpose is. And your purpose is, at least for me, I wanted to live a life of ease. Didn't mean that things didn't challenge me, but overall, my neutral space was neutral, ease. Like, I wasn't living on the edge and stressed all the time. And the funny thing about it is, when I reached that point, when I was doing things or allowing things that was taking me away from what my purpose and what I was manifesting my intention was, it was it became like unbearable. I had physical reactions to issues. I got sick, like sick in my stomach, sick. I would have those types of feelings. I couldn't sleep because I needed the universe, my higher self. Oh my guides, every goddess that I was working with, and definitely my ancestors, was like, "Hey, girl, hey, Mika, what are you doing? You want this? Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And they wouldn't let up because I put so much energy and so much of my intention went into manifesting and believing and knowing. And there were some contradictions. So I was suffering because of that. By the way, the game is in play. Like, this manifestation thing, I'm working this in real time. So even now, if I'm presented with a situation that could kind of shift my mindset, I feel like there are things that happen to kind of put me right back on track again, whether it's an upset stomach, whether it's a couple sleepless nights, sometimes a sign or symbol, a friend or someone I talk to, just it's like they just all of a sudden pick up on something and start talking to me. And sometimes I have the good sense enough, my own intuition says, hey, do a reading, or I get a dream or something like that to kind of say, hey, you're veering way off. What are you doing? And then I get right back on in a line to what I wanted. And what I wanted ultimately wasn't about money. It wasn't just about a place to live and all that sort of stuff. It was about a lifestyle. I wanted ease, a sense of stability, financial stability. And that's important, those words matter. Stability, a sense of stability. If you feel secure, you move different. You make calculated risks that are to your benefit. And even now, I if I want it, I will get something. I don't have the attitude of like afraid to spend. When I sense that energy, I do something about it. I release it. I let go of that because it's not benefiting me. And it's totally against everything that I know to be true. So those are the takeaways. Hopefully, you're at this stage, or hopefully you're very close to the point where now it's all about sort of just staying on the vibe of where you started, and where you've been through the whole journey of just knowing deep down, you deserve this. You deserve to have a lifestyle that's a little bit more easier. Where you're not stressed all the time about bills and money, where you can take a vacation, or where you can just live your life peace. For some of us, it's just peaceful. You don't want anybody in your life threatening you. You don't want anybody in your life dictating your every move. You just want to feel freedom. That's not always about money, but you might need some coin to get to a place for that to go out. That's okay. Knowing that you deserve that, that's supposed to be for you, and that money will be provided. And if you don't know how the money is going to be provided, that you know that you can figure out, or the universe, ancestors, spirit guides, the goddess, the deity that you're working with will provide a path for you to get to the resources so that you can make it happen. You have to be open, you have to be willing, and more importantly, you have to know, hey, when this ball gets rolling, how am I going to feel about that? Am I going to derail this? Am I afraid? What's stopping me anyway? Especially for some of us who there are opportunities in front of us right now, and we're afraid to take them. We're just afraid. That cousin in New York, upstate New York, who keeps telling you, come up here, I got this good thing going, you should hit the ground running with me. For, that auntie that lives down south that has that little store, and she told you, come work in the store, we can split the profits, I really need the help, bring you and the kids here, let's get this going. Every time you're on YouTube and you see these women or men moving to Mexico or some other country, and they're paying $500 a month for rent, and you're struggling right now, and you'd love the opportunity to pay $500 a month for rent and have a beautiful weather. And you keep seeing this sort of stuff, and it's weighing kind of heavy on you. Manifest that. And then guess what? I guarantee those people who make that move, and they usually talk about it on social media when they're not trying to scam you. A lot of them are really open about, hey, I manifested this. I knew I wanted XYZ, and one thing led to another, and wow, there was a remote position, and then I had enough money, and then this happened, or I started this business and I could do it from anywhere. People are really doing this. I know it's scary for me too to even think about that. The idea of like not having a steady income, health insurance, and all that sort of stuff, that would give me pause, especially at the age I'm at right now. I don't have as much time to play with as if I was 20 years old doing this. So it would give me pause as well. However, if it really felt right, I would do it. And because I know I would be okay, I know I'd be fine. And being okay might mean, hey, there might be some sacrifices. Maybe I'm not as comfortable for a little bit of time. But my mind, again, is that attitude that I have knows that's okay. Well, this will happen because the next thing will happen, and then I'll be back where I want, or even better. And literally, that's just how I think now. And it's working out great for me, I'll be honest with you. All right, so let me know in the comments where you are in your manifesting your lifestyle journey, if you don't mind sharing. Are you in part 1, in the middle, part 2, or you've already kind of worked on it and you want to add some additional things and you're in part 3? I'm really curious. But that's all I have for you. I really appreciate you for watching the whole series, if you've done so, and if not, watch the whole series. I'm giving you some gems. People pay for this. So there you go. All right, again, I am Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and as always, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.